So very recently, I made a video where I ranked every box art in the Mario Kart series. If you haven't checked out that video, you should go check it out, by the way. But anyways, on that video, I got a comment from David Dio Games 641 where he asked, "What's next? Every render?" Well, David, we're gonna be ranking every single main Mario render from every Mario Kart game. So thanks for this excellent idea, David. With that being said, I'm the biggest nub on YouTube, Christendo, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out a ton. Last video, we got a total of 7 new subscribers to the channel, so let's see if we can top that with this one. While you're at it, if you want to talk to me and others about all things Nintendo, consider joining the Chris Discord server. The link is down in the description. Now when it comes to the renders I'm going to be ranking today, I'm going to be ranking all of what I think are the main renders from every Mario Kart game. This being every Mario Kart game from Super Mario Kart to Mario Kart World, which also includes Mario Kart Tour before anyone asks. And since the Booster Course Pass actually got its own Mario render, I also included that here as well. So with that means we have 12 renders to go over today. We're obviously going to go in chronological order, starting off with Super Mario Kart. And when it comes to this one, it's kind of like how it was with the box arts, where this is the only render that uses 2D art rather than what seems to be the in-game model for the character. And just like Super Mario Kart, I really like this. Honestly, I think that this is really clean. I really like this 2D drawn art. I'm just a sucker for it. I don't know what it is about it, but I just really like it. Honestly, when I did my ranking of all the box arts, I didn't give it enough credit, so I'm gonna redeem myself here. I think that this 2D drawn Mario render from Super Mario Kart belongs in the A tier. It just looks really clean. I could definitely see someone wearing this on a shirt and it would look good. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, this render probably is on some sort of shirt. If you have that shirt, let me know. Anyways, moving on to Mario Kart 64, this is where we start getting into games that use kind of the 3D model, or kind of uses 3D models for the renders rather than it being a 2D image or a 2D drawn image. And with this one, I feel like it's just a little too dark. Like the contrast is really high, but the brightness of it is really low. So it just kind of doesn't look super great. It's not a bad render though. I mean, it has Mario looking backwards with a thumbs up, and it's kind of iconic that he's doing his thumbs up. He does that a lot, but I'm just not the hugest fan of this render. I think that Mario Kart 64's belongs in the C tier. Mario Kart Super Circuits is kind of in a similar vein, where it's essentially the same render as Mario Kart 64's, but I think that this one looks a bit nicer. The brightness isn't nearly as dark as it was in the Mario Kart 64 one, but the contrast is a bit high still. But I mean, Mario still looks pretty cool in this one. He's kind of doing this thing where he's driving with one arm and then his other one's like out as if he's like reaching for something. And without there being something there, it looks kind of goofy, but I think that Mario looks pretty cool here. I think that this is definitely better than the Mario Kart 64 one. I think I'm going to put it in the B tier. Mario Kart Double Dash is a weird one because just like the game having 2 characters per one kart, this render also has 2 characters, as on top of there being Mario, you also have Luigi. And you could say this is cheating because Luigi is here whereas the other ones just have Mario, but it truly does show off that Double Dash is that strange, weird game in the Mario Kart series, but in a good way. I really like this render. Mario holding his fireball and Luigi holding the shell look pretty sick. I don't know what it is about it. They seem to be aura farming in this one, which is pretty funny, and they just look really cool while doing it. So honestly, I think that this might be one of my favorite renders. We're gonna put it in the S tier. Continuing the trend of aura farming, next up we got Mario Kart DS, but I'm not gonna lie, when compared to Double Dashes, it's not nearly as good. I think it's around the same lines as Mario Kart Super Circuits, because honestly, this render of Mario kind of reminds me of the new Super Mario Bros. Style render, where it's just kind of that same generic Mario look, but at least here he looks pretty badass. I really like the kart that he's driving here, the B-Dasher, I think that's what it was called. It's an iconic kart from Mario Kart DS, and I think that because he looks a little bit cooler than he does in Super Circuit here, and the fact that the contrast isn't super high in this one, it just looks a bit better, so I'm going to put it in the B tier above Mario Kart Super Circuit. Next up is Mario Kart Wii, and when it comes to this one, the first thing that comes to mind is obviously Mario Kart Wii on its own, but I also remember having bed sheets that had this Mario render on it, which is pretty funny. So I have a bit of nostalgia for this one, but I'm not going to let that really affect my ranking. I'm going to try to look at this just based on how much I like this render, but even nostalgia aside, I think that this is a pretty clean render. I really do like the normal kart in Mario Kart Wii. It's probably one of the best looking default karts in the Mario Kart series. Mario looks pretty cool here. It looks like he's like going into a drift, and he just kind of looks cool doing it. I don't think it looks as good as, say, Super Mario Kart, but I think that this is an A tier render, so I'm going to put it in the A tier behind Super Mario Kart. Mario Kart 7 is another one like Mario Kart DS and Super Circuit where it's literally just Mario driving and, you know, trying to look cool. But honestly, out of the 3, I think that this one, while not having as high of contrast and looking as, I guess, weird, I wouldn't say weird, but just having as high of contrast as the Super Circuit one. I just think out of the three, this one is definitely the weakest, because at least the other ones have Mario doing a cool pose. This one literally just has Mario holding onto the steering wheel, and it's just front facing, so like, you don't get any cool Mario movements. He's not aura farming at all, if you want to say that. So because of that, I think that this belongs in the B tier behind Mario Kart Super Circuit. Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U is next, and honestly, this is probably the most badass that Mario looks in the entire series when it comes to these renders. While he is just holding onto the steering wheel here, he looks pissed, and it just looks really good. He's also drifting here, and the blue of the anti-gravity tires looks really nice here. I just straight up like how this one looks. It's kind of hard to explain, but honestly, I don't think that this is nearly on par with the Mario Kart Double Dash one, but I think that this is one of my favorite renders in the entire series. Mario Kart Double Dash is just so good though, but you know what? I'm gonna put Mario Kart 8 in the A tier in front of Super Mario Kart. When it comes to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, this is one of the rare occasions where I actually prefer Mario Kart 8, because while Mario doesn't look bad here, I just think that his aura farming render from Mario Kart 8 looks a little bit better. This one isn't bad though. I don't think it's nearly as good as, say, Mario Kart Wii's or Super Mario Kart, but it is a pretty good render. I think it belongs on the top of the B tier in front of Mario Kart DS. Next up is Mario Kart Tour, and while everyone gives this game crap, I don't think that the Mario render here is that bad. Mario's kind of doing his iconic jump pose, but he's obviously in a car, so he's not jumping. And the cars here are pretty nice. I think I prefer this one more than the Super Circuit render, but like, I'm on the fence on whether or not he looks better here or in Mario Kart DS. But I think that the coolness factor of the Mario Kart DS render pushes it above the Mario Kart Tour one. So I'm going to put Mario Kart Tour's render between Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart Super Circuit in the B tier. Before we get into Mario Kart World, next up we have the Booster Course Pass render, and I think that of the three Mario Kart 8 renders, this is probably the weakest one, but it's still not bad. Mario's holding a mushroom here, but he's just kind of smiling while driving into the abyss, and it is kind of funny, just, you know, Mario smiling there and just staring off into space, but he doesn't have that coolness factor, I feel, that he has in the Mario Kart DS, and I do prefer this one over the Mario Kart Tour one. I think it's a better render, but I think that just like Tour, I think that Mario Kart DS holds up just slightly better because he does have that coolness factor to it. I know I've been saying it a lot, but Mario Kart DS just has a pretty cool render of Mario. So because of that, the Booster Course Pass render is going to go in the B tier between Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart Tour. And the last render that we have to talk about today is of course Mario Kart Worlds, and this one is pretty cool. Like, Mario looks nice here. As I mentioned in my box art ranking, the characters look more expressive here, so Mario has a bit more expression on his face, and I really like that. And you know, just him drifting in this render looks pretty neat. I think I might prefer this just slightly more than Super Mario Kart's, because while Super Mario Kart looks really nice, I feel like I like the colors of Mario Kart Worlds a little bit more, but he doesn't look as cool as he does in Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart Double Dash, so I'm not going to place it above those two. So I think I'm going to put Mario Kart Worlds render in the A tier between Mario Kart 8 and Super Mario Kart. And there you have it. That's my ranking of all the main Mario renders from every Mario Kart game. If you agree or disagree with my ranking, that is completely fine. This is just a silly ranking video after all, so don't take my opinion seriously here. It is just Mario renders. At the end of the day, like I said, this is just a silly ranking, so don't take it personal if I put your favorite on the bottom or put your least favorite on top. With that being said though, that's all I really have for this video, but if you want to see another video by me, there's a video on screen now where I talk about how $80 games is not Mario Kart World's fault, and while that might be a controversial opinion, I think you'll enjoy that video. With that being said though, I'm the biggest nub on YouTube, Cristando, signing off, and as always, goodbye, Nub Nation.